All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS. Salutations to y'all around the world that's teaching truth. Put your lives on live for it. Shalom to you, serious Akwaf. My name is Maya Ka'ala Bun Gad, with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, speckled birds scattered abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not affiliated with any black identity string groups. We are not affiliated with any French militant groups. We are not affiliated with any Islamic groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. Okay, so we have a new fan. Stalker MH. Okay, and as usual, as a stalker and a fan, he has nothing on this site. All right. All right, so he one of people. All right, basically have problems with the Southern Kingdom, so-called Negroes. All right. So-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and he's a follower of Ancient Watchmen. All right, so he has a problem. Let me see right here. Okay, it was one of the videos. All right, so I made a video response to one of the other two students of Ancient Watchmen. All right, what he said that list that represent all the feuded members of Peru and the four captains of the. When he said this organization right here, which is started by the Asherites down there, called Amipu. All right, you see, it started in 1958. All right, it began in 1958. But I proved that in a further video that Jake was started for like early 1900s, all right, and before that, all right, 1899. You know these terms. And you can see it said there is like board of rabbis identified 6-member congregation, but additional black Jewish congregations worship all the United States. All right, so you can see it right here. You see this. All right, so I'm gonna play it right here. Go right here. Let me see. I believe this is from the book Black Zion. All right. It says right here. It says, but the story of African American Jews did not begin yesterday or even in the 1960s. In 1896, in Lawrence, Kansas, William S. Crowdy founded the Church of God and Saints of Christ, preaching a heterodox version of Judaism based upon his assertion that black people were descended from the 10 law tribes of Israel. By 1931, there are records of at least 8 black Jewish cults that originated in Harlem. All right, so yeah, the so-called Negro tribe of Judah, man, they had congregations before Amipu, man, before 1958. All right, so he's upset about that. All right. All right, he's upset about that. All right, because what they do, they try to say that the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and so-called Haitians are not the Southern King, which they are. Then they try to go around the Gypsy. Well, the Gypsies are Israelites, but what they don't know that a lot of so-called Negroes are descendants of Gypsy slaves that were brought to the Americas. All right, so he left this comment: FGMS Freemasons. From that, all right, he get that from because what's that? That group that all the business had left, right? Because they weren't right, because they didn't believe in Yahweh Shai. They didn't believe in the New Testament, and also the commandment keepers. I believe they had some type of secret society, the Royal Ethiopian something, you know. But that's why Abin Bimus left that group. All right, he left that group. He went and started another group that was right, that believed in Yahweh Shai, and that was doing the right things according to the scriptures, man. All right, so that's where they get this Freemason thing from. All right, but anyway, we're not Freemasons. So we had nothing to do anything with Freemasonry. All right, we worship Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, when we say worship Yahweh Shai, I mean we'll acknowledge his son or what he did for the nation of Israel by giving up his own life. All right, we ultimately worship Yahweh. All right. But anyway, so what's another? What else he say? All right. Has William Dynasty, you're a Canaanite. New England is New Canaan. First of all, Azroth, the whole land of America is New Canaan. Okay. All right. What you think? You got the word Canada, Canaan in 4 parts. All right. Which he don't have no understanding of that. All right. So first of all, he says, where is it? You destroy yourself. New England Moors were black Knights Templars. It was such thing as black and are in the Aztec scrolls. You're a Canaanite. Get ready for hell, punk. All right, so first of all, I don't know why you bring up the Aztecs. All right, because the Aztecs they were slaves, but they weren't doing the right things. All right, you can see it right here. Get this right here. Yeah. Now they weren't doing it every day like Esau says, you know. All right, but they was doing this. All right, you know. They were sacrificing onto idols, man. All right, it was just then it's in the open. All right, but now it's in secret. It's in secret, man. All right, it's behind closed doors. All right, all right. Cause you go down to Mess, Issachar, Sono groups, they decapitating people heads off and stuff like that. All right. All right, but this was prophesied that this will happen. All right, that Jake will do these things, going, sacrificing humans, going to all this part is just the left hand side, man. Having secret societies and all this stuff. This just mark you as Israel. All right, and you see about me being, from the tribe of Gad, the northern kingdom. It just marked me as Israel. All right. He said my ancestors were if they was Knights Templar anyway. But it says right here, Hosea chapter 4, verse 17. It said Ephraim is joined unto idols, let him alone. All right. But what did Howell said, go right here, Judges 2:1. You talking about all the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, let's let me move this right here. All right, what did he say? Not Jude, Judges. All right, let me get that. Salak. All right, Judges. All right, 2:1. What did Yahweh tell the children of Israel? He said, Judges 2:1. An angel of Yahweh came up for Gilgad to Bochum, and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and have brought you unto the lands which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Wherefore I said, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall be as thorns to your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you. It says right here, and when it came to pass, when the angel Yahweh spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted their voice and wept, and they called the name of the place Bochum, and they sacrificed to Yahweh. All right, so they wailed, man. They cried, man. That Yahweh had, that the angel gave them prophecy they was gonna be bugged the hell out in the future, man. All right, all right, Bakal Yam. All right, so what it means, weepers, right? They cried, man, because probably they're gonna be bugged out. All right, but there was a curse that Yahweh put on them. All right, because they worship idols. You go right here, Deuteronomy 31, 19. All right. All right, it says, all right, you go right here. It says, we'll start with Deuteronomy 31:16. And Yahweh said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a horn after the gods of the strangers of the land, where did they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them, that day I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them. They shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them. So they will say in that day, are not these evil come upon us, because our God is not among us? That's what Jay said. God don't love us. All right, that's what you Israelites say, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and speckled birds. That's what you say. And surely I will hide my face in that day for all evils which they should have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. And therefore write ye this song for you, and teach the children of Israel, put in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I have brought them to the land which I swear unto their fathers, that flow of milk and honey, they have eaten and filled themselves, waxing fat, then they will turn unto other gods and serve them, and provoke me and break my covenant. All right. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befall them, that this song shall testify them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination where they go about even now, before I have brought them to the land which I swear. All right. And Moses wrote this song the same day and taught to the children of Israel. All right. Okay. Now the Latin and the potential Latin, the 1/3, they're gonna come out of this. All right. They gonna come out. They gonna come. They came. Some the potential Latin 1/3. They came out of this madness, man. All right. But the 2/3, they was cursed with it. All right. They were cursed to be blinded, man. All right. You go right here, Psalms. Let's see, 69 and 22. Let me see, Psalms. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Psalms. You know what? I'm gonna go to Romans. All right. Let's make it short. All right. Romans 1:11. It said Romans 11:7. It says, what then Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but election has attained it. The rest were blinded. All right. So Romans 11:8, according as written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they shall hear until this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare to these scriptures, and a trap and a stumbling block, and recompense unto them. All right, let their eyes be darkened and they might see, and they bow down their back always. All right, so this is a curse that was put on the 2/3. All right, you're reading on Psalms 69. All right, but by you saying my ancestors were Knights Templar, man, then I'm just mark me as an Israelite. All right, because they prophesied to do that. All right, because that's madness. Go right here. You see Deuteronomy and Jake all through the scriptures. They be doing Moloch, all that stuff, man. That's a curse, man. All right, let's see Deuteronomy 30. And see, all right, with madness. Yeah. All right, so Deuteronomy 28:34. So thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy eyes, but thou shalt see. Right, that's crazy, man. You worship the idols, man. Right, that's madness. Right? You out of your mind. You bugged the hell out, man. Also they mean Jake, they got all these mental disease issues, man. These crazy people, man. All right. So it was prophesied that Jake would go into idolatry and all this, man. Just mark you as Israel. All right. He want to act like the Northern Kingdom, um, which I'm from. All right. They dwelt into idolatry, man. All right. They had their own secret society. So I'm gonna prove it. All right. Now this is the book New World Order, the Ancient Plan of Secret Societies by William T. Steele. Okay. Go right here, page 45. It says right here, it says secret societies in ancient Americas. Secret societies have been active in civilizations since the beginning of recorded history. Primitive secret orders existed among African tribes. All right, talking about the Hamites in Africa. All right. And also talking about Jake that lived among them. All right. It says among the Eskimos and throughout the East Indies and North Asia, American Indians, all right, Eskimos are the tribe of Gad. The Chinese, Hindu, and Arabs have elaborate religious fraternal organizations. All right. But right here it was the Eskimos and American Indians. All right. Talking about the tribe of Gad and its so-called similar the tribe of Reuben. All right. But anyway, it says right here. It says, I'm gonna read this right here. Wherever they sprang up, secrets were maintained in groups for two reasons. First was to prevent condemnation, right? In persecution, in event, the rights they practiced was made public. And the second purpose for secret society was to create a mechanism for the preparation from generation to generation, a policy, principle, system of learning, confined and limited group of selected and initiated persons. All right, because they knew they was going to hell off, talking about our people. That's why they did it in secret, man. All right, it says ancient Messianic lodges have been discovered among American Indians, talking tribe of Gad. Former newspaper editor and 32 second degree Mason John Laurent recently found what is called an ancient Indian Messianic lodge at Anaze Indian archaeological site. Lauren writes, the furniture was placed the same way in the area where main rituals took place seemed 80% identical to the Mason lodges in America now. The only difference was that these temples were round. Then I did some research and found out that in northern Africa, the Mason temples started out round. All right, but where did Jay get this from? You have to remember, Jay knew about these things, man. All right, they knew about the idols and everything, man. All right, because they've been dwelling among these Canaanites and these Egyptians, man. You go to Exodus, you go to Exodus 1. All right. It says right here. It says right here. It says. Yeah, I'm gonna read right there. Exodus 1:1. It said, now these are the names of the children of Israel which came to Egypt, every man and his household with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. All the souls that came out of the Lords of Jacob was 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. All right. And you go right here. It said Joseph died, all his brethren, all the generation, all the children of Israel, fruitful, increased abundantly, and multiplied, waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose a new king of Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of children of Israel are more and mightier. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, so get them out of the land. Therefore did they set over them taskmasters, afflict them with burdens, and they built for Pharaoh and treasure cities, Python and Ramesses. But more they afflicted, the more they multiplied and grew, and they grieved because children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor. All right, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, mortar and brick, and all manner of service in the field. All the service where they made them serve with rigor. Right. All right, so this was the children of Israel. They learned all the ways of the secret sector. They dwelled among the nations. Okay, you go to let me see right here, Queen. Let's see, Queen of Heaven. All right, Queen of Heaven. It's right there. Go right here. It says what the children of Israel got a wood, father's kindling of fire. The women need their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, to pour out drinks, offering to the gods that they may provoke. That's where you get this Black Madonna from, man. All right, you got the child of what they say is because you have to remember that Constantine had took the idols of Babylon to Egypt. He mixed in with the scriptures, man. All right, that's where we get that Christianity from. And the Esau took it in Renaissance period and put his image on the images. All right, well, everybody. The image of Mary and Jesus, but on the flip side, it's actually Isis and Horus, man. All right. So all right, but he showed Jake been doing this, man. All right, watch this. Moloch. Let's see, Moloch. Fire. All right, fire. Okay. So just show you, Jake had knowledge of these societies, man. Okay. 2 Kings 23:10. He defiled Tophet, was in the valley of children Hinnon, that no man might make his son or his daughter pass through the fire. All right. Jeremiah 32:35. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of son of Hinnon, to cause their sons and daughters to pass through the fire unto Moloch, which I command them not. Neither they came into my mind they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. All right, so Jay been doing all the idols and everything, southern kingdom and northern kingdom, man. All right, which fulfilled the prophecies of them doing it. All right, going back to Judges chapter 2, Psalm 69. All right, Deuteronomy 31. All right, it just proved that they are the Israelites. All right, that they would be doing these things. All right, so back to this. It says, in the ancient lodge, he was able to decipher symbols left by a Nazi and let me pronounce this word right. Anasazi masons that led him to a locator device. The device in turn led to a hidden library. In this library, there were 50 rock and clay tablets, which dates between 1000 and 1200. All right, 1200 AD, written in what appears to be Arabic. It is interesting to note that the name Anazi means ancient ones. All right, so here you go, right here, the travel guide. They Masons, man. All right, they had this knowledge. Why? They got their knowledge because they came from the east. Okay. So you want to talk about GMS Freemasons and everything, which we are not. All right. Because some of the earlier Israelite groups among the Southern Kingdom, some of them had their secret societies, but right here, you got the Northern Kingdom, they had their secret societies, man. All right. You know, talking about the Knights Templar and all that stuff. It was prophesied Jake was go off and then mark them as the children of Israel. All right, that they would do these things. You could do Deuteronomy 28, 45, and 46. It says, "Be a sign upon thy seed." This madness, man. All right. And let's go to right here. Let's go to this site. And I found this in 2002, man. Like I said, man, I've been doing research for a long time, man. All right, Mystery Meats are Messianic temple besides an ancient Hopi village. All right. Now, some of the Gadites, the present day Gadites, the Hopi, they come to the truth. Are they condemned because their forefathers was into Masonry? No. Do it mean they doing it? No. Those that actually in the truth worshiping Yahweh. All right. It says right here. It says, you know, it says right here. It says the primitive men met in no temples made. Well, anyway, as you trying to quote. Didn't want to skip that. But it's on top of the western edge of a low mesa near Winslow, Arizona, standing a huge white cross. I hopped over the barbed wire fence, began walking over the abandoned cattle path using the cross as a point of reference. In the distance to a west windmill rises a lone ranch house. A small clapboard structure seemed to be belong to an earlier era. All right, it says scramble up the means of divot. I see the destination is actually a Christian cross made of steel, painted white. Now starting to rust, measure approximately 30 feet. Blah blah blah. All right, but this is the area he was in. It said the east was a 3-tiered concrete platform with a single rose painted white on it. All right, so I go to rose. All right, it says right here. And let me see. I'm gonna go right here. It says no more 25 yards southwest across. I came across Cottonwood Creek ruin, which the Hopi called Sophovsky. The Hopi who answered once lived in a village now lying in ruins had settled upon primarily 3 large mesa about 50 miles north of the site. The 50-room Pueblo village were inhabited between 1275 1375 AD. This masonry structure was relatively small in comparison to the Anasi Pueblo 1,000 or more rooms known as Homoovia, located 9 miles to the northwest within the boundary. However, the brown sandstone cliffs below the mesa top abound in ancient petroglyph rock. Expert Sally Cole had found at least 12 examples of Kachina iconography, which she meticulously records in typical dry academic style. I found something more. I recall Karen Berringer, the park manager at Homovi, had mentioned simply that this was once a Messianic worship site. Park ranger Kenny Evans himself, a Mason, later added the site was constructed in 1920s or 1930s by H. and Winslow Masonic Lodge. Number 13 correspond to female organization or Order of Eastern Star. All right, so they put a Masonic site on top of the H one. All right, it's rather ironic that outdoor gathering place for the secret society should be duplex and masonry pebble. In fact, I see nothing like this entire Southwest. Sometimes these churches were built next to ancient villages like those in Pecos National Historical Park and Grand Cuervera and Salinas Pueblo Mission National Monument, both New Mexico. Otherwise, it's an anomaly. All right, it says right here the petroglyph evidence upon the vertical cliffs below the pebble ruins struck me as strange. Even as contest, a Nazi one encounters a well-executed checkerboard forming an oval shape facing northwest or exactly 300 degrees azimuth, the somersault to sunset. The checkerboard pattern in a Nazi rock art is thought to symbolize the Milky Way, the pathway for warrior twins. However, the contact Freemasonry, the black and white checkerboard found on the floor of each lodge represents night and day, death and everlasting life. A checkerboard also one of the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs used to indicate scribes palate, therefore connoting the wisdom of Thoth. All right, you can see it right here. Okay. All right, so the Southern Kingdom is not the only one that was into secret societies, man. You also had the Northern Kingdom, man, and it just proved right here that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites of the Bible. In particular, in this case, the Northern Kingdom. All right, that they came from the East. Where they get this knowledge from? From the East. Why? Because they was in bondage in Egypt. they've been around the Canaanites, worship their false gods. All right. So right, all right. So right here is okay. So right here it says you can see all these symbols, man. All right. What's the other one? They'll go to sword. All right, close up the petroglyph. That sword, Messianic sword. All right. Now, do it mean the descendants of the people who was doing this, who could be in the truth? Do it mean they wicked? No. All right, because they not worshiping the idols their forefathers was doing, man. Okay, so I'm gonna end this, man. Shalom, and the mic been dropped.